Welcome back. I'm glad you could join me for this session. If you've tuned in with me before, we've already gone through how most salespeople sell that is so ineffective and the devastating way prospects neutralize salespeople. I'm excited to introduce you to the 7-step sales process that can change you from a peddler into a trusted advisor to your customers and turn you into a money-making sales professional. In this session, I'll give you just the overview of the 7 steps because later videos will address each of them in more detail. You'll be pleased to know that this non-traditional sales approach that I teach you will feel comfortably familiar. That's because it's based on proven, correct principles of human behavior and motivation. But you've never seen it all put together like you will in this powerful and game-changing format. I give a huge amount of credit to the Sandler Sales Training Organization because they introduced me to the basics of this process in the first place. First, let's briefly summarize the 4 steps of the traditional sales approach that you've probably been using. Number 1, qualify. Number 2, present. Number 3, close. And number 4, follow up. And here's the response prospects use to neutralize the effects of your efforts. First, they lie and mislead. Second, they get unpaid consulting from you. Third, they give you hope instead of a commitment. And fourth, they hide from you until you eventually go away. The result of this wasteful and ineffective process is lost sales to competitors and even backouts after they sign with you, all of which leads to lost commissions and frustration on your part. But this doesn't have to be. There's a better way, and I'm going to show it to you now. So here are the 7 steps of what I'll refer to as the Sandler process, owing to the impact Sandler has had on putting this together. In order, the 7 steps are: 1, bonding and rapport. 2, upfront agreements. 3, pain. 4, budget. 5, decision. 6, fulfillment. And 7, post-sell. So let's quickly describe each of these 7 steps and how you'll master them to rocket your sales to levels you never imagined. Step number 1 is bonding and rapport. People do business with people they like, trust, and who they're comfortable with. You will learn how to establish good rapport with your prospects from your very first meeting. As you master the elements of communication, you'll be able to effectively deal with all different personality types, even those different from your own. This will give you a huge competitive advantage and will set the stage for a profitable and ongoing relationship. Step number 2, upfront agreement. Some surprises can be fun, but surprises by either you or the prospect during the sales process can be a deal killer, or at least compromise your positive relationship. You will love setting the upfront agreement because it will ensure that both you and your prospect will clearly understand the following things before each meeting or interaction. Number 1, the time and place of the meeting. Number 2, the purpose of the meeting. Number 3, your prospect's agenda. Number 4, your agenda. And number 5, the expected outcome or what success would look like. This will decrease the prospect's stress and uncertainty and will increase your level of bonding and rapport. I promise that as you start using the upfront agreement, it will give you more control of the meeting and greatly increase your sales success. You'll wonder how you ever got along without it. Step number 3 is pain. You'll learn to uncover your prospect's real pain. Pain is the gap between where they are and where they want to be. Pain goes way deeper than curiosity, interest, or prices. When the pain becomes both personal and emotional to the prospect, then they will be truly motivated to buy. I'll teach you a surefire questioning process that uncovers real pain because you can't create solutions until you know the full scope of the problem. Because people buy emotionally, then justified intellectually, you will help them identify the reasons that are both personal and emotional to them. Step number 4 is budget. Many salespeople are uncomfortable talking about the money aspect, but that won't be you from now on. And because the buyer must be both willing and able to buy, you'll first set an upfront agreement to talk about your prospect's budget. Then you will skillfully find out if money is available for the sale and how much is available. This will be valuable information as you determine if the prospect is qualified for your solution, because if they are either unwilling or unable to make the necessary investment in your solution, you will find that out early before making any presentation. And armed with the valuable information gathered in this step, you'll be able to target your solution to both their needs and their ability to pay. Step number 5 of the 7 steps is decision. In the decision step, you'll review what has been covered so far and then uncover all the aspects of how they make their decision. This will give you a powerful advantage over the competition. You'll find out if other people should be there for the presentation, as well as how they go about making their decisions. You'll master how to get a commitment that once you do present your solution, they will be willing to tell you either yes or no instead of a fuzzy maybe or think it over. Once you're satisfied that they'll be willing to make a decision, then you proceed to the presentation phase. We call this fulfillment rather than presentation, and there is a difference between the two, which I'll now explain. Step number 6 is called the fulfillment step. Here is where you finally do make your presentation late in the sales process once you have all the crucial information that you need. Your fulfillment presentation will focus on the pain you uncovered, it will meet the budget parameters you identified, and will target the real decision makers. So even if you have 8 features and benefits, but they only have 5 pains, you will only present to those 5 pains. I'll show you how to get their confirmation that your presentation has solved all their pains and budget constraints to their satisfaction. Or if it hasn't, you can then address any problem issues during the presentation. When your prospect confirms that your presentation has fulfilled all their requirements, the close can be as simple as asking, "What shall we do next?" Because the logical step is for them to do what they committed to do. And step number 7, the post-sell. Remember that time you got the order and then left assuming that everything would turn out fine? And how you were both sad and angry when the customer called back and canceled because of a last-minute price cut by the competition, or because they just got buyer's remorse? Well, never again. You'll seal the deal once they commit by counteracting buyer's remorse and by preventing the competitor or incumbent supplier from slipping in and taking the sale back from you. And you'll set an upfront agreement about the next steps in implementing your solution and relationship with them going forward. In my next session, we'll look at each of these steps along with examples and even more word scripts that will help you get started taking back control of the sales process. Gone will be the days that your prospects take your valuable work and information and give the business to the competition. You will be seen and trusted as their trusted advisor to whom they go for your products, services, and solutions.